Jananim Sharadam Devi Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Murmuhu. We saw Sri Ramakrishna telling, try to assimilate what I have said. He is telling to him, the author of this book. One should hear what the Vedas say, Vedas and Puranas say, and carry it out in life. The important part. Last class we discussed how to carry it in our life. The Upanishadic truths, the Puranic instructions. To Pandit, it's good to live in the company of holy men now and then. The disease of the worldliness has become chronic in man. It is mitigated to a great extent in the holy company. When people are sick, disease is chronic, they try to change the whole atmosphere, food, the atmosphere around, the people around, everything is suddenly changed, a new change. They are taken to another, even when Sri Ramakrishna was sick and was struggling with the throat cancer, because immediately the disciples decided, we'll take him to a garden house where it is vast and fresh air is coming and new atmosphere is created, and the whole thing, the change, the diseases and everything, anything concerned with the bodily existence, it has direct relationship with the mental states. Suppose a man is fully, mentally he is depressed and is struggling, no food can help him to keep his body in condition. The best food, all the nutrition given, he will remain, his body doesn't assimilate, doesn't take it at all. Digestion is correct, everything is correct, but he is not able to. Day by day he starts, because mind is that. It is rejecting the bodily existence. Consciousness must be there to build up anything. This is prana, prani. His life depends upon the prana's energy. This energy released in the body through food and oxygen can destroy the body or create the body. It is energy, prana. Who guides that is consciousness. If my consciousness is finding comfortable and joyful, my body and all, everything is filled with enthusiasm, mind is filled with enthusiasm. Otherwise, if I am grieving, if I am in distress, all these times, the consciousness is not free to, not in a favor of the bodily existence. So it goes on collapsing with the best food available. With the minimum food, non-nutritious food, a man will be healthy and strong. Similarly, the change of atmosphere changes the most of the diseases man has. Even now modern science, medical science says this disease is because of this mental problem. He doesn't actually have that disease at all. Mind is creating that disease. Because either to avoid the external situations, last he becomes, suppose he has huge loans that he cannot pay off, and he has sold his almost all properties to repay it, still it is not getting exhausted. The house in which he was living also given away. Now in a rented, he is not able to gather the rents that to be paid. What will be his condition? The last thing is he acquires a disease. Oh, I am not able to. He will be bedridden. Within a few years of time, he becomes bedridden. These are diseases that has come not because of any problem, any infection, nothing. His mental conditions has created these diseases. Suppose someone comes and gives him, say, support, I will pay off all your debts, don't worry. I will take care of your family. Immediately, all diseases will leave him and he is in a jubilant state of jumping and playing. How that psychology works, you see. That change of atmosphere, change of things. When in the company of holy men, constantly worldliness, running a chase behind the world, chase beyond the enjoyments, it has entered the depths of being. It may hide from externally, but inside it will be struggling. Person wants to get rid of it. He knows, I have to get rid of it. Struggles. But that persists because of the long association with that. Lives after lives he is holding on to it. Now it takes again few lives to eradicate that. Now a thing is kept and the crests are forming, especially in those days we used to have immersion heater externally. Now also it is there for heating the water, for bathing and all that. Go on dipping and putting it. After a year or so, a small crest forms. You try to rub and clean it, it will not go so easily. As the time increases, slowly that crest formation, the water content was there, something that has, on the hot, this one, it has settled down and then it has become a crest. Afterwards you have to break and take it out. So much thick it becomes. Now, daily, just a little small brush or paper or something, just once if you wash, it goes off. Otherwise, you become how much time it takes again to erase it. Suppose you go with the same speed, same amount of time, daily how much it has accumulated, how much time you have eaten, same time it takes. 1 hour you are eating or half an hour, it takes half an hour to remove that also. Now, we have got this desire for enjoyments and possessions have occupied our heart lives after lives. And each time I indulged in enjoyments, each time I made up my property, it has become more and more thin crust-like. I'm watering every day the plant of desires. It is growing. Now to destroy this crest and go back to my normal state, to spiritually progress, much of the time is spent of the sadhana in trying to clean our old samskaras, vasanas. That company of holy company, you will see that all the time there is no more watering of the inner desires. It is constantly, you are in unbroken, constant. Now, who was there with Sri Ramakrishna or with any saint, you can see he cannot think of anything of the world at all. World look like strange when we go out. Staying in the ashrama in a fine atmosphere, if I am aware of this, if I keep my lamp trimmed, in those days, every evening, we have to trim the wick. All lamps, somebody will sit outside, all lamps that are used in the night until morning, they will be all cleaned. As soon as it is evening, it will be lit. The glass will be taken out, glass will be cleaned. Mild smoke creates a soot on that. All that is clean and fresh oil is put in the lamp, especially kerosene lamp, later lamps with long glass and all. Every day, evening they will sit and clean and again put it back. And bright light. Next day, morning, you see it has already become dull because of the smoke. So here, that constantly we are in the company of holy men and I am able to utilize it. I must be conscious, where am I, what I have to gain. Every opportunity to make ourselves grow has to be constantly there. Otherwise, even the best place, if you are not, if you are in your own old thoughts and trying to fill the ego, feed the ego, the struggle, old struggle continues to feed the ego in small clash and finding errors in others. All this, if we get entangled, because we are humans living with humans, we forget that we are divine. In spite of all atmosphere, a man can feel, if he is not conscious of it, if he doesn't consider it as a golden opportunity, then the best holy company also, he can, in that also he may not grow at all. So, but generally when speaking, far from the worldly atmosphere at home, Sri Ramakrishna says, whenever you see in the world, wherever you see, the worldly talks goes on, every house, no thought of the divine, no thought, conversation regarding God and spiritual matters, purification of heart, mind purity, all this is not brought into the picture at all. Wherever you go, you will see, there is no, except worldly talk, nothing will be there in the houses. Now and then you have to go to Nirjana alone. If you are a sadhaka, even few minutes, if you get, just to go to the roof and be alone looking at the sky and expand yourself. So this is an important, wherever you are, the opportunity is given every time. And here also, elsewhere, where there is no holy company also, you can create your own company, holy company. Books are the best one, saints' lives. I and mine, that is ignorance. True knowledge makes one feel, oh God, you alone do everything, you alone are my own, and you alone, beholding houses, buildings, family, relatives, friends, the whole world, all is yours. But ignorance makes one feel, I am doing everything, I am the doer. House, buildings, family, children, friends, and property, are all mine. How do we come to this understanding, analysis of life, analysis of our existence? We see before our very eyes our parents and grandparents becoming old. You see them lying on cot, helplessly like a newborn baby. They are not able to go to toilet anymore. They start answering the calls of nature on their own beds where they are sleeping, like children. Somebody has to clean them. Then they will understand with whose power he was telling, I will do this, I will do that. Throughout the life, how much of quarrel, how much of ego presentation, how much of assurance to others I will do. Now, who was doing? Where was that strength? Where was that energy? Who gave that? Whose was that energy with which you are working? Now, suppose an engine in a vehicle thinks, I am taking the vehicle, all the load I am carrying. If I am not there, it will not even an inch, it will move. Not even an inch, it will move. If engine thinks, how it will be? It is no doubt, it alone is dragging the vehicle and all load it is carrying. But whose is that? Who made that vehicle? Who is keeping it running? Who is feeding the petrol or diesel? Everything is someone's engine. Someone has created it. Someone is feeding it. Somebody is maintaining it. It has but if the ego is there, I am doing. Who created me? I do not know. Who is maintaining this? I do not know. Tomorrow, this body can fail. A young, fine body, next day it can fail. A small problem in the kidney, a small problem in the heart, the whole thing collapses. When things change, drastically it changes. The dangers, and then they will immediately understand whose all this belongs, whose energy I was doing. I was thinking it is my energy with which I am doing. No, he cannot design a small software anymore. When the old age comes, extreme old age comes. I saw so many pandits, they are not able to, how they expounded upon the scriptures, they are unable to remember, let alone the explanation they give. But they are not able to remember even one shloka of the Bhagavad Gita. They blink. Now, with this analysis, you will see God alone is doing. We are instruments. Slowly that understanding comes. Now, when a person dies, all that he has accumulated and gone, left and gone, he was thinking all the time, I have this much property, I have that much property. Next person is waiting there to say the same thing. This is mine, this is mine. Till he leaves the body. It doesn't belong to anybody. It belongs to God, it belongs to the nature. How many, I again and again tell them, how many people came and claimed from thousands of years, this land is mine. Nations and nations, how many kings came and claimed, this is my region. How many people came and said, they have proof, government proof, to say this is mine. Tomorrow neither the government will be there, nor he will be there. Land will be there forever. Civilizations come and go, but the property will be here only. It belongs to God. You cannot carry it, neither to heaven nor to hell. It remains here. Then you will understand whose property I am telling this as mine. It eternally belongs to someone. And I have no claims. I have only duty to take care of it and return back to the owner when the call comes. So in that, slowly we develop the clear understanding. God alone is doer. All this is God's. How clearly this is brought into by Sri Ramakrishna, you see, I and mine, that is ignorance. True knowledge makes one feel, oh God, you alone do everything. You alone are my own. Because when after taking birth till death, and after death also, is the only companion, lives after lives. And to you alone belongs the house, buildings, family, relatives, friends, the whole world. All is yours. But this ignorance makes one feel, ignorance makes, this is knowledge. But ignorance makes one feel, I am doing everything. I am doer. House, buildings, family, friends, and property belong to me. This is ignorance. Once a teacher was explaining all this to a disciple. He said, God alone and no one else is your own. The disciple said, but revered sir, my mother, my wife, and my other relatives take very good care of me. They see nothing but darkness when I am not present. How much they love me. The teacher said, then you are mistaken. I shall show you presently that nobody is your own. Take these few pills with you. When you go home, swallow them and lie down in bed. People will think you are dead, but you will remain conscious of the outer world and will see and hear everything. Then I shall visit your home. The disciple followed the instructions. He swallowed the pills and lay as if unconscious in his bed. His mother, wife, and other relatives began to cry. Just then the teacher came in guise of a physician, and asked the cause of their grief. When they had told him everything, he said to them, here is a medicine for him. It will bring him back to life. But I must tell you one thing. This medicine must be first taken by one of his relatives and then given to him. But the relatives who takes it first will die. I see his mother, his wife, and others here. Certainly one of you will volunteer to take the medicine. Then the young man will come back to life. Guru has come with some medicine. He says that it is a medicine. Somebody take it first and then give to. Now the 4 tablets are there, 2 he has to take and 2 has to give to the patient. The patient will survive and this person will die. The disciple heard all this. First the physician called his mother, who was weeping and rolling on the ground in grief. He said to her, Mother, you don't need to weep anymore. Take this medicine and your son will come back to life. She has to take the medicine and child will come back to life. But you will die. The mother took the medicine in her hand and began to think. After much reflection, she said to the physician, with tears in her eyes, "My child, I have few more children. I have to think about them too. I am wondering what will happen to them if I die. Who will feed them and look after them?" The physician next called the wife and handed the medicine to her. She had been weeping bitterly too. With the medicine in her hand, she also began to reflect. She had heard what she would die from the effect of the medicine. She had heard that she would die from the effect of the medicine. At last, with tears in her eyes, she said, "He has met his fate. If I die, what will happen to my young children? Who will keep them alive? How can I take the medicine?" In the meantime, the disciple had got over the effect of the pills. He was now convinced that nobody really are his own. He jumped out of the bed and left the place with his teacher. The Guru said to him, "There is only one whom you may call your own, and that is God." Therefore, a man should act in such a way that he may have bhakti for the lotus feet of God. Love God as his own, very own. You see, this world around you, it exists for you only for a couple of days. There is nothing to it. There is nothing to it. Now you see how clearly Sri Ramakrishna says, because all this is real, nobody loves, you cannot live and run away. What you have to do is cultivate pure love for God. God alone is mine, but I have duties towards them. I love them because God exists and God is taking care. God has brought them to me. I have to take care of them, but I must cultivate the love of God. When the end comes, He is there with me. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.